Nico Leonard is a pretty controversial figure in the luxury watch world.
And we're gonna abuse this watch like you've never seen before.
And today we're reacting to his watch collection. He has a massive YouTube channel which is extremely successful, and he owns the luxury watch dealership Pride and Pinion. They have a pretty big office and lots of staff, a big following on social media, and of course Nico's channel is constantly promoting the brand, so I'm guessing they're doing pretty well. I'm expecting Nico to have an awesome collection, something that is going to blow our socks off, and one thing I know is that there's going to be no Hublot watches in this collection video.
Disgrace.
So let's get right into this 31-minute video made by Swiss Watch Gang. The first watch Nico has showcased is a vintage Seiko, which was his granddad's watch.
This watch is my most valuable watch I have. This was my grandfather's watch. My grandfather's a big personality in the Netherlands. Done a lot of good in the world. As an estate in the Netherlands named after him, Nico van der Horst Park.
Nice.
My father is Nico II and Nico III.
It's awesome to see how much sentimental value this watch brings to him. No matter how big his collection is, he always holds this timepiece close to his heart.
And the fact that I own his watch or have his watch, like, that means the world.
This defines watches in my opinion. It's not all about how much watches cost, it's about the memories attached to them. The experiences you had while owning it, which stays with the watch as it's passed down generations. Moving on to the second timepiece in Nico's collection, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual.
I just wanted a watch that I would be able to hand down to my kids, which in this case, perfect. We will. And the reason why it's not engraved is because I want to do that. I want to make that decision. I want to do a funny engraving, you know. And this is really important watch for me.
So as Nico's grandfather passed down the Seiko watch to him, he will be passing down this watch to his kids and grandkids, which is quite a common theme on Nico's channel. He often talks about passing his Ferrari down to his kids, and that was the first time I ever heard anyone say they were passing down a Ferrari to their future generations. But let's get back to the watches.
People use the watch industry like as a cash cow with fake stories and all sorts. Like, this is how brands, or a good few brands, try to sell their watches with stories and fake stories, but there is nothing like a Rolex.
Yeah.
You can love it, you can hate it, but there is just nothing like a Rolex.
What Nico is explaining here is that there are many different brands in the industry. However, Rolex will always stand out as the brand that continues to develop and expand over time. When I was growing up, I never heard about Patek Philippe or Audemars Piguet, and don't get me wrong, they are very well respected brands, but all I heard about was Rolex and Omega. They were the only household watch brands I was aware of. So in reality, a Rolex is the best watch to pass down to future family members instead of a brand like Audemars Piguet. People often say that Rolex is like liquid cash. It holds value in any major city across the world as long as it's real.
So on the topic of AP, this is the watch I've recently seen you wear the most.
Yes.
What do you nickname it? Music box or something, or DJ set?
Now personally, I'm not a fan of this watch. I don't like the dial at all. I think it looks more like a game of Tetris than a music box. I suppose that's just a personal opinion. Nico clearly loves the dial.
But for me, this dial, this watch doesn't do justice on photos. When I saw this watch for the first time in real life, I saw this at AP House in London when I was picking up a piece unique, which was in service with them for about 2.5 years. They showed me this and I was absolutely in love. I said, I want that watch when we hit 1 million subscribers, for the simple reason, this dial represents my YouTube channel. This dial represents my life, up and down, up and down.
And yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that it can represent ups and downs in someone's life, but the colours and texture, I'm just not a fan. And it's just an achievement in itself to own this watch due to the price tag attached to it. I can't justify spending that much money on a multicoloured pride flag looking watch. However, the open case back is super sick. Nobody sees that. You don't even see that when you're wearing the watch, so it doesn't really take away from the terrible dial in my opinion. However, we're moving on to something that in my opinion is a grail watch, something I can only dream of owning at some point in my life. The watch's hour and minute hand are coordinated with the outer ring display that names 24 reference cities for each time zone. The pusher allows you to switch the ring one city at a time, meaning you can show 24 different time zones on one timepiece. It currently costs around £100,000, and if you actually are going to spend that amount of money on a watch, it should be the World Timer. Now Nico has a lot of watches in his collection, so I've linked the full video down below. Now we're switching things up and checking out Nico's Grand Seiko.
This is actually a beautiful watch.
It is.
Like, to be fair, the dial is unbelievable.
Usually you buy Grand Seiko, A, for the dial, and B, for the movement.
He does own a Grand Seiko, but absolutely craps on their marketing team.
I always say you can only really criticize if you have one. Now, I have a Grand Seiko. To be completely honest, I think that Grand Seiko is a bunch of amateurs in every way possible. Like, I mean, your man that moved from Hodinkee to Grand Seiko, he's probably a nice guy, but I think this is actually really worrying for our industry, that if I see them talking on the official Instagram page and on an Instagram live and there's 73 people watching, like the amateuristic stuff of their marketing. I mean, they have absolutely no idea what they're doing.
Nico does have a super successful YouTube channel, but it's not like he is a revolutionary genius with pride and pinion. Like, they may outperform Grand Seiko in their social media numbers, which is impressive, but it also is pushed by Nico's channel. However, he does make a good point about the way Grand Seiko are trying to sell their watches.
To sell a watch by creating a story, it's never about the actual craft. When did you hear Philippe Dufour talking about a story?
Yeah.
It's just about proper craftsmanship, proper passion.
He also stated that it's easy to bash some things in the industry, which he did just moments ago about Grand Seiko.
There's a lot of good stuff. Of course, it's easy to talk about the bad stuff and amateurs and this and that.
Yes.
And if you don't come up with solutions, then it's easy.
To bash.
You see what I mean? To bash.
Yeah.
But one of my favourite things about this video shows that Nico has a Hamilton field khaki. I personally own a few Hamilton watches, so it's awesome to see someone like Nico respect the level of quality and craftsmanship that goes into Hamilton watches. In my opinion, it's the perfect entry watch if you're looking to get something between affordable and luxury. Hamilton watches are just affordable, they're stylish and extremely versatile. This specific Hamilton field khaki has a pretty sick mechanism inside, so for around $500 to $700 you can't go wrong with the Hamilton field khaki watches. That's where we'll leave this video, guys, and as I previously mentioned, if you want to check out the full video, then click the description down below and subscribe if you're new.